So I wake up this morning and I see a message, and it's Axis Rat Blood. Are you here, Rat Blood?
And then you got people like Axis, and then you got people like Axis, and then you got people like Axis.
I'm Axis fucking Rat Blood.
Axis Rat Blood, I see. All these Axis people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. I don't know what to do about it.
And then you got people like Axis, and then you got people like Axis, and then you got people like Axis.
Are you here, Rat Blood?
I'm Axis fucking Rat Blood.
Axis Rat Blood. Most abundant and successful king hero that we are all sitting with at this very moment. Are you willing to accept that as a truth? That you are a worthy man and that your penis is okay?
All these Axis people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. All these Axis people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now.
Are you here, Rat Blood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rat Blood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rat Blood? I'll just start throwing spells at you, conjuring demons and otherwise. Are you here, Rat Blood?
Who the fuck is Axis Rat Blood?
I'm Axis fucking Rat Blood, bitch.
All these Axis people, I'm starting to get paranoid about that now. I don't know what to do about it.
I'm Axis fucking Rat Blood. Alright, friends and enemies of YouTube, children of the metaverse, and all the other references and descriptive words that aren't even worth the breath to try and descript or describe. Tonight, there is a conjunction in the sky. Venus, Saturn, the moon, making a peculiar alignment, almost as if the universe is laughing, or at least smiling, on this pathetic species. I've noticed that people are observing my time slot. And I've played with that variable here a little bit because generally 11 o'clock was a fairly reasonable time for me. It was a couple hours into my morning. And as I've played with these variables, I've noticed people streaming in, around, and at my point of time slot, chosen time slot. So, to me, by watching their actions, because they hadn't been in this consistency before, seems to be wanting to antagonize my better nature. And I'll address that. You want to change your time slots to mine? You want to stream during the last, especially this last week, as if that's going to change anything. Changes nothing, but it does show your intent. And I'm going to take that as a hostile approach to my better mannerism. Now, Queen Regent always streamed for hours and hours, regardless of what my stream was. He's that self-consumed. And I can respect that at least. But these other time slot biting pieces of shit have now, on this particular day, because of the great alignment, the April 25th alignment, during Beltane, during a blood ritual, during a transition, it seems that they've taken it upon themselves to want to draw my attention. They want to be victims. They are absolutely, perpetually stupid. Truly. So I will give you a moment of clarity. Something that these channels that seem to want to compete for a time slot, which I will not do, as far as I'm concerned, I can start these randomly as soon as I wake up and shut them down just as quickly. And I only have 3 more days. So if they break their time slot bracket of their consistency, stream over my time slot after the 3 days, then I'm going to definitely approach that with some animosity. But as I was saying, these sorry excuses for content creators, for esoteric endeavoring, for higher informational states, for broadening your perception, for giving you anything other than regurgitated, parroted information that you've heard 1,000 fucking times over, and you still don't get the fact that there is only that which is within the creation available to them. The guru who thinks that the concept of soul trap and lights after you die. The idiot who profoundly found himself with his own hermetic documentaries shoved up his own ass. And the high vibing AI musician who has no loyalty whatsoever, no integrity, and no perseverance, all trapped inside of a nasty little construct of creation. And they're looking within the creation for a way out. If that isn't a contra-fucking-diction, then I'm not sure that I understand what a contradiction is. And I will deliver this to Flow State. I look back and your time slot has been very consistent with mine. And especially as I watched you shift your numbers tonight. That's the powdered dusty. If you're trying to make me a fucking enemy, that's exactly how you're going to do it. I gave you leniency. I didn't infringe on you. We come from the same place. But if your intent is to fuck with me, I will throw you under the fucking bus just as quick as I have everybody else. You're not fucking special to me. Got that? You're a money grubber who feeds off the bottom of YouTube. You're not even fucking amusing. Your panelists are shit. And the only thing that's ever come from your channel that I found amusing was a nipple. So don't fuck with me, because I will fuck back. Or I may just initiate a good old ass fucking to you. Because maybe you're losing touch with where you come from. And when you gotta have a panelist full of people who are stretching their mouths to try to sound intellectual or profound, when they can't break it down to Occam's razor in the simplest form of comprehension, just shows exactly how far south your integrity has went. And to try and mimic in any shape, form, or manner what the machine lies endeavors into, at least he stays in his own fucking lane. And those that go there, go there for that reason. But if you're going to grift a fucking dollar, don't be pissing people off. Because that dollar can disappear real fucking quick. You're not entertaining. You're boring as fuck. I'll come at all the rest of you in due time. And I'll deal with you the exact same way I've dealt with the trolls on here. I will contend with you one at a time. And who knows? It's only 3 days left of this endeavor. Maybe I'll make your platforms my next objective. I'm willing to go to the arena with it. Are you? And this is another Sabbath profaned. If you're from the Messianic or Orthodox Semitic origin. And we can't start the show, obviously, without a prayer. So let us pray.
Our Father, who art in hell, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in hell. Give us this day our day to sin, and allow us to trespass upon others, as others trespass upon us. In your name, let it be done.
I have seen my fair share of fuckheads, retards, YouTube personalities, panelists, kamikaze chat trolls, and I can name them by name. All these profound thinkers. Yes, the profound thinkers. All the way back to Dom Versingi, even the now apologetic for leading people into his madness, Ian Ellis, and even the pathetic and profound trolls that I've had to beat off of this channel. Bex, fucking Cage, geez, Tommy. I mean, really? You have no consistency. You don't have any persistency whatsoever to you. You have nothing to offer, no profoundness. You don't even have goddamn wit. And stretching a vocabulary, well, I can bust out the thesaurus side of my head and completely lose this audience in technical words. I can stretch my mouth to enunciate incomprehensible words to the layman or even the more educated. What is that showing? Shows me that without that broad speaking vocabulary, and as you masticate these words and then project them out, and yeah, I mean orally consume, chew up and spit out, you have no substance. You have nothing of value except the occasional parroted word. It's not within creation that gets you out of creation. It is your fear of death that keeps you from living. It's your shame and your guilt that keeps you from expressing what and who you truly are. And it's your need to deceive everyone into believing you're something you're not that keeps you pent up behind a chat, an icon, or even just as a lurker. Observing what? Have you found God on YouTube? Has any of these gurus taking you to mental heights that feel divine? Or have they continued to loop the same stupid fucking garbage that you consume day after day after day? Like the fucking digital fucking dope heads you are. I have no sympathy for you. Because if you'd have fucking learned anything, especially inside this construct, you would have developed your own fucking channels. Or you would have had something profound to say, something profound to offer. And I have yet to see it. It's nothing more than regurgitated crap and emotional baggage and bullshit. And sometimes I suppose that's interesting for some. But when you're trying to personify a state of enlightenment, guidance, profound thinking, and you centralize yourself into that, at least have an original fucking thought. maybe an original idea. Maybe a concept outside of the box that you live in. Something beyond comprehension. If you could stretch your fucking minds that far. I allowed a lot of information to be exchanged, and I haven't seen not one fucking person out of all these profound minds that shared on these panels before April 1st. And not a fucking one of them has developed, progressed, advanced. All they've done is consume time. Yours, at least I like to think that being utilized for a blood ritual through this channel is at least making you somewhat useful. But who knows? I suppose if you actually comprehended anything about your own existence or where you're at in existence, you might comprehend what's outside of it by nature of relativity, quantum relativity, actually, the God model. Do the fucking math. Well, isn't that quaint? We blew their fucking brain cells out. They don't even have enough fucking attention span to pay attention. You're broke. You're fucking broke, mentally broke. You can't afford to pay attention. You can't afford to buy a thought. And if you had one, it would die of isolation and loneliness.
A clear breach of protocol. 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 A clear breach of protocol.
Yeah. I was able to do a quick scan while that particular tune played for a purpose and a reason. No protocol. Just random chaos. You know, it will be nice not to have to fucking deal with this. I watch I watch how pathetic the masses of this particular Hanoverse gather to the profoundly pathetic and the redundantly looping irrelevant. As they make content of each other, make content of each other. They're not even fucking original enough to create their own fucking content. They have to have other tards on their panels as their topic of discussion. They have to use other people's drama and their lack of anything other than a developed mind, all of their shortcomings and their narcissistic idealism of intelligence and understanding. Perception varies. And if you want people to validate your perception, then start cloning yourself. Really. Because no one gives a shit about your concept, your perception, your understanding, or how far into a thesaurus, or how much of a YouTube scholar you've become. All you're showing is that you dehumanized yourself, just as they programmed you to do. You didn't do the thinking, you shit fucks. Those aren't original thoughts and ideals coming out of your fucking pie holes. It's all shit you gathered, information that you compiled from controlled sources. You haven't done the work. You haven't lived the experience. You haven't given yourself over to the possibility that when you lose the fear of death, you might start living. But the fact that the topic of a soul trap, reincarnation, or coming back to this dense creation is on your fucking mind reveals to me that you're afraid. You're scared and you don't know. Do ya? You don't fucking know. So you speculate, you theorize, and then you scare the shit out of everyone else with your concept. And then you try to create a ambiance or some type of illusionary state that you're profound thinkers. Really? You're profound thinkers. Well, I can tell you this, with all that energy that is being put into this pathetic attempt to escape your fear, you will kneel, you will tilt your head forward, and the God that you will serve will give you that kiss on your head. And there's only a few that manage to escape the mortal coil without the fear of the unknown. Not many. But this is the only place that you know. This is all you have. You're like babies in a crib, and your whole fucking existence is your nursery, your crib, and someone nourishing you. That one day you can grow up and think that you are profound. You are so unique. You're not. Because if you were, you would have made a difference. And I'm not talking in a person's life individually. I'm talking a profound difference. One that has yet to be seen. One that has yet to be experienced, observed, no, not a fucking one of you have. But I guarantee you have dedicated many, many hours to other people's concepts, ideals, and thoughts. But you better really consider where they're getting them from. Because I'm going to say that 99.9, if not 100% of everything that comes out of their fucking mouths is just parroted information. Retrievable knowledge. There may be some individual learned experiences in there that are captivatingly entertaining for a moment. But it's still a personal perspective. You know, maybe you should do yourself a favor. Why don't you try not complying? Why don't you see things for what they actually are? Why don't you observe the state of your being and where you're at? And dare to remove all the systems of control and become completely in compliance.
And you might think, well, maybe people who have deprived and traumatic upbringings use that experience in their creative work. The passions that they feel and the horrors that they have experienced emerge in the music. Between genius and madness. Between genius and madness. Now, if we look at some of the great geniuses in the past, a number of them seem to have gone mad in their mature years. That bipolar mood disorder overlaps with schizophrenia, madness and creativity. That bipolar mood disorder overlaps with schizophrenia, madness and creativity. A bit like somebody on an acid trip. 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 What is it that links genius and madness? Particularly music. What is it that links genius and madness? Particularly music.
You know, I'm going to give you a channel of someone who deserves an incredible amount of respect. I'm going to drop his link Because it seems that this individual has always been able to do his own thing and do it very profoundly. He has a lot of good information to share, unlike most. And you pay attention, you might learn something. But I really doubt that you will. I don't see that you're going to even comprehend a small percentile of what he's actually doing there. The same as here. You think you know, you think you comprehend, you think you get it. But remember, somebody was already there before you. Somebody already comprehended, envisioned, imagined, even in the slightest thought form, everything that you could possibly comprehend, learn, or retrieve as information. The only thing that divides you is your own personality. That which only you know, you developed, you created, and no one else but you will truly know outside of what you allow other people to observe, or for those that can actually intrusively get inside of your head. And then there's the other variable. Those who can change what's in your head. Those who are capable of changing your cerebral state. That's pretty profound. All those nasty little things that create you, make you, exposed, revealed, and all the horror, guilt, and shame of what you truly are comes barreling out for you to be exposed. Suppose it's a type of possession.
Possession, the physical act of taking over a person's body. Possession. 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 The physical act of taking over a person's body.
It doesn't.
If the devil doesn't exist, but man has created him, he has created him in his own image and likeness.
Their sighs, lamentations, and loud wailings resounded through the starless air, so that at first it made me weep. Strange tongues, horrible language, worlds of pain, tones of anger, voices loud and hoarse, and with these the sounds of hands made a tumult which is whirling through that air forever as sand eddies in a whirlwind.
Run, you weak-minded fucks.
The devil is in my mind. He creeps up from behind. Then he takes control. He guides my mortal soul. Demons laugh and play. My soul is where they stay. It only takes two, the devil and you. Demons laughing, devils laughing, churches burning, Satan churning, pits of fire getting higher somewhere in my head. Thoughtless raping, killing, hating, lying, stealing, evils willing, fornicating, devils waiting somewhere in my head. The devil is in my mind. Look and you will find he jumped right in my soul. Now he has control. I do as he says. He dances in my head. It only takes two, the devil and you. Demons laughing, devils laughing, churches burning, Satan churning, pits of fire getting higher somewhere in my head. Thoughtless raping, killing, hating, lying, stealing, evils willing, fornicating, devils waiting somewhere in my head. Demons laughing, devils laughing, churches burning, Satan churning, pits of fire getting higher somewhere in my head. Thoughtless raping, killing, hating, lying, stealing, evils willing, fornicating, devils waiting somewhere in my head. Gods of new and gods of old, poisoned by religion. A serpent spittle from days of old, poisoned by religion. To which God did you sell your soul? Gods will come and gods will go, poisoned by religion. That's the way they want you all, poisoned by religion. Distorted truth won't save your soul, poisoned by religion. Your life's deceived by strings of gold, poisoned by religion. It's the end of time, so you've been told. Gods will come and gods will go. Question what you can't see. Question your reality. Poisoned by religion. Your mind is shut, your eyes are closed, poisoned by religion. Blind faith is what you hold, poisoned by religion. The gods you make are all you'll know, poisoned by religion. The fear of hell imprisons your soul. Gods will come and gods will go, poisoned by religion. Truth from lies, how will you know, poisoned by religion. In a world of unclean souls, poisoned by religion. Don't believe all you've been told, poisoned by religion. To the temple and damn your soul. Gods will come and gods will go. Question what you can't see. Question your reality.
And for those of you who don't get it, I will offer one last take. Sin to be forgiven, live to die, and die to live. And in the end, you will serve only one God, the God of death. And this is the beautiful flower to represent those who live with the understanding that that is the only way to live. Facing imminent death.
emotion. Trembling with horror. Trembling with horror. Trembling with horror. Trembling with horror. Welcome to hell.
All of my most sensitive areas were inflamed. My extremities pulsating with tingling sensation.
Welcome to hell. Have we seen the actual reality of a monstrous crime? Or merely an illusion, the product of a tortured brain? Welcome to hell. Obsessed with the taste of flesh. He was cruel and a sadist.
Swaying back and forth. A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip.
A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip.
A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip.
A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip. It was all very good.
Sucking the hallucinatory acid into the system.
My head is spinning. My head is spinning. My head is spinning.
Sucking the hallucinatory acid into the system.
My head is spinning. My head is spinning. My head is spinning.
Sucking the hallucinatory acid into the system.
No one had a bad trip.
The mind of man rests on a delicate balance between reality, the world of light, and the other, darker world below the threshold of consciousness. Welcome to hell. You. Do you know that? We're happy to have you with us tonight and hope you'll come back often.